first live stream I've done, okay, so you have to bear with me. Well, this is the second one because I actually did a little sketchbook. Hi from Mississippi, cool. So as long as you can hear me okay, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to just do a little painting in my sketchbook. It's copying a painting I did when I was out cycling one day. I stopped and did a sketch. I'm just going to actually sort of paint it in my sketchbook and see what happens. I'm not sure how the colours are going to come out and things like that, but we'll give it a go and hopefully things will turn out okay. Right. And if I don't reply to any messages, it's because I'm concentrating on the painting, because I've never done both things at once before. You know, doing the live stream, concentrating on the live stream and painting a picture. It's a little bit beyond my mental capacity, really. So all fine, see and hear you okay. That's cool, brilliant. Okay, so I've got this little scene here. I'm not sure if you can see it at this stage very well. I've drawn it out already. It's a little rural scene where I live locally, and often go out on my bicycle, cycling around, and I stopped off and anyway, I painted this little scene. But today I'm going to kind of just paint it again because it's something I know, and because there's a little bit of pressure on me today, having not live streamed before, I thought I would do something I was familiar with. Okay, so what I'm using, okay, is my limited palette of colours. I put a couple of videos on YouTube recently regarding limited palettes. I'm using my split primary palette. So it's a warm and cool of each primary. I've got Windsor blue, cadmium yellow, lemon yellow, cerulean blue, permanent rose and cadmium red. And they're the colours I'm using. So we're going to start off with the sky. I don't just go around the trees a bit. We'll create some clouds as we go around. Soften some edges of those clouds. And like I say, if I don't answer your questions, it's because I'm concentrating, because my setup's not really geared for this sort of thing at the moment. So we're going to put a nice, this is just a Windsor blue sky, soften it around the tree a bit. And I'm just going to add a little bit of cadmium red to the Windsor blue to add a bit of shadow to the cloud. I like this sort of clouds that look as if they've got a silver lining. And that's what I'm going for today. They're a bit spiky up there. So I'll just lift a bit of colour out with a damp brush just to soften those rather hard edges. I can't even see on cam what I'm painting today. So now I'm going to take the blue, bit more Windsor blue. I'm just going to take that down over the first line of trees because they're right in the background, and I want to make them look, when I paint them in later, I want to make them look like they're in the distance. So as we all know, cool colours recede into the distance, warm colours come forward. That's the plan anyway. So we've got a rather big tree we're going to put in here in a minute. For those that don't know my style of painting, it's rather loose and haphazard. I'm not a trained painter at all. It's all self-taught, and it's all taught through a lot of blood, sweat and tears. You know, like most things in life, you don't get anything for free. My painting came at a cost. It was a time before the internet. I taught myself to paint, and yeah, I kind of like learnt through books and stuff like that. It was a good way to learn, but it was hard because I had nobody I could sort of ask questions to and stuff like that. Okay, so now I want to kind of put the yellow of the fields in. We've got a nice yellow, it was like a rapeseed going on. So we're going to put the yellow in quite simply under there. As it comes forward, I'm just going to add a touch of permanent rose to it, just to warm it up slightly. That's it, take it all the way through there. Get our lightest colours down first. And we can let that bleed into itself. "34 people watching. Gosh. Okay. For anybody that can't stay and watch the thing through to the end, it will stay on my channel, so you can always come back and watch it at a later date if you get bored with, or you've got things to do. Now, right, so we've painted that bit. I'm just going to pop in the tree. I'll start my lightest greens first for the tree. Hang on a minute, I think I've just see if, oh my word. Okay. Right, what am I doing? Okay. Hopefully when I get some darks in, it will start coming together a bit, he says. Bit of red in that green just to knock it back a bit. It's a bit bright. Okay, so I'm just painting in the tree. Always remember to leave a few sky holes. And vary your greens all the way down. Now I'm going to mix a little bit of, just mix the brown up. And of course I've only got the 3 primary colours, so I've got to mix my own browns. So I'm just going with a little bit of magenta, permanent rose, cadmium yellow, and a touch of blue. And we should get a darky brown colour. Bit more of that. There we go, that's the colour I wanted. And that's going to be the trunk of my tree. I'll just pop that in now. Now we can start working on some of the distant trees in the background. Gosh, the camera, I didn't realise how much lag there would be. The camera. Okay. Try and add a little bit of green to it in places, just to show a bit of warmth. what I'll do at the end of the broadcast, I'll try and get a picture of the, because the colours I'm seeing are completely different than the colours you're seeing. But there's not much I can do about that. Looks amazing. God, well, thanks very much for saying that, Penny. I'm not sure what I can see. Wolfgang here. Hi, Wolfgang. It's good to have somebody I know along. There's quite a delay in the actual video. So as you can see, we've got that tree line in. We'll just take that through. We're going to have a tree here in a minute, but we'll just make sure we get everything in. And what we've got to remember is always to vary our greens. We don't want to keep things the same colour. And as things come forward, they become slightly warmer, don't they? As a rule. Just soften those edges. Now, in case anybody's interested, I'm using my Moleskine sketchbook. I do actually make my own as well, using my own paper, which I like to paint on. But this is a Moleskine book. So this is just a quick demo sketch tonight, really, just to give you some idea of what I do, and to get me used to doing live stream, because I didn't want to take on anything too much tonight, because I didn't really want to embarrass myself too badly. But I will see this through to the end tonight. So like I say, if you can't stay and watch, don't feel bad. You can always come back at a later date. The video will be online. The hedge running through here. And for that, I'm just using a warmer mix. And like I keep saying, in case anybody new's joined, I'm using a limited palette of split primaries. So we're having to mix all the browns. There's no yellow ochres here. There's no burnt siennas. There's no burnt umbers. We're mixing everything. Yeah, we're mixing everything, which in a way is quite hard work, really. At the time I thought about simplifying my palette, I didn't really give it a lot of thought, obviously, because I thought, well, yeah, I've got to mix all the browns and everything. Usually I just dip into it and pick out a bit of raw umber or something like that. Burnt umber, burnt sienna, raw sienna, whatever it might be. But now I've got to mix everything. Oh, hi. Oh, from Moscow. Thank you for streaming. So inspiring. Thank you very much for your comments. Thanks, Steve. I'm pleased it looks good. I think you're being kind, but right. I'm just going to pop the tree in here. I'm just going to give it a little dry with a hairdryer, because we're don't want to be waiting hours and hours and hours for it to dry. Hi, Fiona. Oh, hi, Fiona. Hi, Fiona. Yeah. It's good that you dropped by. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, the colours here, I haven't quite got the setup right, I don't think. The colours are really washed out on the cam, unfortunately. But I will try and insert a picture of what it looks like. I think as I get more darks in, I think the colours will become more sort of realistic to what I'm painting. But don't know, why not? Right, I'm just going to paint that little barn that's in the distance. It's just a little brown colour. There. And then there's a little cottage. Not cottage, sorry, a little barn there. And these are just suggestions. I'm not, you know, I'm not looking at it in any detail at all. I'm literally just seeing the overall shape. That looks like a blob right now. It could well end up looking like a blob later on. But hopefully, once that's dry, I can come in, put some darks and create the shape. Just because it looks like a blob now doesn't mean it will look like a blob later on. So it's all about sort of being patient. Don't give up on your paintings when you think they start looking rubbish, because if you keep working it, you might be surprised it can come good. Now we're just going for our second row of trees here, which are in the foreground. And we want that balance of hard and soft edges. And also when we're painting this type of thing, this type of scene, when we're going along a strip, sort of in the middle ground, we want to make sure we don't actually reproduce the same shape time after time after time. We want to be very random with our brushwork. So it's didn't mean that to happen. Just take that off there like that. So we want to keep our brushwork pretty random and loose. Hi Victoria, thanks for popping in. Gosh, a lot of questions. Hi from South Gloucestershire. Hi Vicky. Cassandra from Mississippi. Glennis. Oh my God. Oh my God. Fiona. Right. Okay. This new technology, eh? Blimey. Right, so I'm going to put some darks in my tree now. Give my tree a little bit more shape. Now it's dried. So I'm just mixing a little bit of the cadmium yellow with the Windsor blue, and I'm just going to add a little bit of magenta in it just to knock it back a bit so it's not so bright. It greys it out a bit, neutralises it a bit, but still remains a green. And that should give me a bit of shadow for the tree. And because we're using the limited palette, in theory all the colours will stay pretty harmonious and they should work together. We shouldn't end up with odd looking shadows against things. Things should look pretty uniform. Just going to go back into this tree here now. And if I add a little bit of warmth to that yellow and blue mixture there, I can create a little bit of shadow for under this tree. Yeah, painting quite fast. so I don't keep you all up. Drop a bit more of that shadow into the tree. We'll just pop a little bit of shadow on our barn. And along that wall there. Let's get our rigger. Gosh, I didn't realise how nerve-wracking doing a live stream would be. I'm just using my rigger now to draw some branches into that tree. And that one. Just draw that little hedge in there. Right, I'm just concentrating a second. Trying to get some. There we go. And but as you can see, it's quite a loose. It's quite. If you pull the palette down, we can see a bit of the mix in the colours. I wish I. Libby, you can watch the whole video afterwards. It will be there for you to watch on the channel if you want to. What time is it there? It's 3:50 here in Ontario. It is 20:52. What's that? It's nearly 9 o'clock in the evening here. Hi Kirsten in Glasgow. Nice that you dropped by. Sorry, there's the palette. Yeah, kind of like need to set things up a bit differently. As I said earlier, this is the first proper live stream, so it's good that you've kind of bear with me. I'm sure they'll get better in the future. If I dare do another one. There we go. And just in the foreground here, I'm just mixing some greens for the foreground. Just to, you know, sort of indicate the grass. But mostly it was lovely yellows in the foreground. This is a loose impression. That's not my excuse for bad painting. That's what it is. Trust me, it does look brighter than the actual what you're seeing. Great watercolour sketch. Love your colour palette. Thanks, Sonia. It's the split primary palette. It's new to me actually. I've not used this palette of colours before. I just wanted to, for the summer, the summer's on its way here in England, a few weeks off spring yet, and I just wanted to get my palette sorted out before I go outside painting, because I find myself with too many colours, and it was often stressing me out a bit, not knowing which colour to use. So I thought, well, if I go for the a much more simplified palette, then there's a much better chance for a unified painting. Not success necessarily, but just not such a chaotic looking painting. Right, everyone. I'm probably going to leave it there. If anybody's got any questions they want to ask, I'll look at the questions now and try and answer. Hi Essie, nice to see you here as well. It's going great, Patrick. Just relax and enjoy. Thanks, Langer Art. I have a similar picture to do in future moment. Oh, nice one. You are holy exile, inspire me to paint. Well, go for it, Vicky, because painting's great. You know, I started painting sort of 30 years ago, and it was just for fun, just to relax. And then when I started realising, I realised that painting wasn't that relaxing if you wanted to get a good result, because it takes all your concentration, really, to produce a good painting. But it's a very rewarding thing to do. And I wish you all the best with your children's books. I really do. "8 a.m. in Melbourne." Blimey. You're up early. Thank you very much for your comment, Farzana. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to attempt to... Thanks, Penny. Thanks for dropping by. Bye-bye. Hope to see you again. Missed, unfortunately, but good. Pipester, yeah, it's a shame you've missed it, mate, because I'd like you to have been here. In future, I'll try and schedule them. Tonight, it was a bit of I had free time, so I went for it. The whole video will be available to watch on YouTube after the broadcast, okay? So you can see the recording if you wish afterwards. Thanks, Fiona. You seem quite relaxed. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's quite stressful. What journal are you painting on? I'm using one. It's a bought one. It's the Moleskine journal. Thanks, Glennis. Really kind of you. Thanks for staying and watching. It's the Moleskine journal, which I highly rate. They're great. You can buy them off Amazon. They do all various sizes. They're really, really good. Really good painting books. Will do, Kristen. Sorry, God, my eyes. Okay, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be, so I'm having to get very close to the screen to read what everybody's putting. Sorry if I'm pronouncing names wrong. Please excuse me. Clouds are beautiful, harmonious with. Yeah, Libby, that's the whole thing. That's why I went for the limited palette, because without having to work at it, you get a much more harmonious painting. You don't have to keep, thinking what colours are you using. If you just use the 6 primaries you got in your palette, you will end up with a harmonious looking painting. That would be great, and I've been following you for quite a while. Love your stuff. I know, Pipester, you always comment on my paintings, and I really appreciate the comments you make. And I know you've been following me for quite a long time. Thank you very much. All your people come. Yeah, that's what I meant to say that. Well done, Fiona. Fiona's part of my group, Pure Watercolour. I've got a website called purewatercolour.com. Myself and Martin, who is another chap there that helps me an awful lot on the site. Please come along and join us. It's totally free to join in, totally free membership, and you get access to lots of videos, and we do challenges. We've got an active forum where people share their paintings. It's a great place to join in if that's what you want. So you're all more than welcome to come along and join the website. And but like I said, it's totally free. You can leave your wallet in your pocket or your purse in your bag. There's no money expected. So if you fancy it, come along and join in. Just Langer Art, just drop in the forum and people will ask anything you're not sure about. People will help you. They'll actually sort of guide you through any sort of things that you don't understand on the website. It's not the most expensive website. It's just a WordPress site which which Martin has helped me adapt. But it does work well. We've got an active forum and a chat room. So if you want to come in, please do. We look forward to seeing you. Really do. You're welcome. Okay then. So I think I need to go make myself a cup of tea. I think I'll close this live broadcast now. But Patricia. Oh, okay, Patricia. That's great. I know your name. That's lovely. Thanks for that. Okay, Patricia. Just like Patrick. They used to call me Patricia at school. I don't know why. I love the challenges when you see different people paint the same picture. Absolutely. The challenges are fantastic, aren't they? Bye, SC. It's really nice that you've visited us today. Hope to see you again soon. And I hope to see some of your paintings soon too. Okay then, so I'll close the broadcast now. Cheers, tea well deserved. Thanks, Fiona. Take care now, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching the vids all the time. Thank you, Sean. Have a nice cup of tea. Thank you very much. Username. Cheers, guys. Thanks ever so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon and share some paintings with you. Bye for now.